This is actually going to cycle back to ESPs one more time. Stoves have been approved by the EPA. There's no required maintenance or protocol to use them correctly. ESPs need to be maintained, of course. Why do they have to have a proven maintenance program, but stoves do not?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And first off, ESPs do not have to have a maintenance program. You can go out and purchase an ESP, and you can install it and run it without a maintenance program right now, no problem. I think where it comes down to is that when you ask for an exemption to the curtailment program or an exemption to another regulation, if you now have this device that you're asking for something for it, now comes the point where we have to quantify and prove that the emission reductions are permanent and real. For wood stoves, there is a certification process that goes through, and that certification process is very rigorous, and it's OEM, the original equipment manufacturer only. It's certified in laboratories, and when they go through that and they determine that if a person operates and maintains that stove per the manufacturer's recommendations, then those emission reductions are achieved. When we're working within the confines of a serious SIP, we do need to look at the operation and maintenance of any new technology that comes in. And so there is a little bit of extra scrutiny when you're asking for relaxation to the rules.
One of the reasons why we have certification processes not because it's perfect, but it goes through a threshold of testing and under various environments that gives anybody who is looking at it from the scientific community or a critic or somebody who wants to look at us from a legal framework to go and take a look at the testing and say, actually, it has gone through this process and will do what it's supposed to do. If we are to approve a device without that kind of rigor in the testing, it is very possible that, and we have experienced this on and on in our planning in the last 50 years, is that if we do that, somebody can challenge this and come up with alternative results, and then all of a sudden this community is back where you are now. And we don't want that 3-4 years down the road to somebody to come and say, well, your testing said it was 30 or 40% effective. We're finding it under these conditions is different. And so we need to be able to stand behind that testing. And so it is challenging. It is not easy. So, and the reason why is because we want sustainable, we want you to take an effort, and for that effort to stick, not come back over and over, redo it. And that's one thing. And the second thing is it is a public health issue. And I keep coming back to that is because, so if the American Medical Association were to approve a process of treatment that is not effective for patients and they just let it happen, that's not very good for them when you're actually exposing patients to that kind of care. So we take it as seriously as that. So it is about a public health issue, and we want your solution to stick and be permanent one time so that the resources are effective, the community gets to clean health, and we are able to stand behind the results. So that's part of the reasons why we do that.